Hello and welcome back to our channel, Cooking with Mr. and Mrs. T.
Today we're going to be making stuffed shells. For this recipe, you're going to need Italian seasoning, oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, your jumbo shells, some pasta sauce, this is homemade, some mozzarella cheese. I'm going to use Italian sausage and 1 pound of ground beef, 80-20 preferably. First, we're going to get your water boiling, and we're going to drop our shells. Remember to salt your water. Don't overcrowd your pot like I do. These are the jumbo shells that I'm using. Next, you're going to start browning your meat. Let's start with the 1 pound ground beef. Remember to take all your paper and wrappings off. Start getting that broken up a little bit. Then you want to go ahead and add your Italian sausage. I have mild sausage. You can keep the mild like I have or get spicy for your life. I'm not going to add that much because you have the ground beef as well. So you don't want the Italian sausage to overpower. Just continue to break it up. Separate it so each piece is good and golden brown. I'm going to go ahead and break this up and get it browning, and then I'll show you what the next step is. We're adding seasoning our meat and getting ready to start to assemble our process. Now that your meat is good and brown all the way through, I'm going to show you how to add a little bit of seasoning for some flavor. I'm going to add a pinch of onion powder, a pinch of garlic powder, a pinch of oregano, and about a good helping of Italian seasoning, probably about half a tablespoon. Remember, while you're seasoning your meat good, to keep your eye on your shells to make sure they're cooked thoroughly all the way through. You want them al dente, but not all the way done because you're going to stick those in the oven later. Come back over to our meat, incorporate our seasonings there. Okay, and to our meat, we're going to add just a little bit of our marinara sauce. If you would like to see how we made this marinara sauce, please look at our last video when we made garlic bread pizza and follow it step for step. Once I made that pizza, I had about a whole 8-ounce mason jar left over, so it's really good for leftover and storing in the store as well. For this part, I'm going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons. You just want enough to kind of wet the meat that you brown just a little bit. Because remember, we got to stuff these in our shells. Okay, once your noodles are done, you're going to start taking them out the pot. Turn them where you can pop them open because you're going to need them open to assemble. Remember, don't put a whole lot because you don't want to stuff the pan. And with these shells, I'm going to have to pick them up to spoon in our meat mixture. So I'm going to show you how to do one. And then I'll go ahead and assemble the rest off camera, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I dress it up before I stick it in the oven. So first, you're going to grab one of your shells, open it up, come over to your meat mixture, get a good amount, preferably with a spoon, but I'm just going to use a spatula because I'm just showing you this one. Stuff it in your shell and then sit it down. Some of it probably will fall out, but once you have them all assembled, you can come in and around and top off each shell that way. If you get one that's kind of broken like this one, it's okay. You can kind of still use it, but if you don't want to, just take it off and go back and move another one. So I'm going to finish assembling the rest of these shells, and then we'll come back and we'll dress these guys up and stick them in the oven. Alright, now that we have our shells stuffed, like I told you before, you can come through with your spoon and top off any shells that you feel don't have enough mixed filling in them. I'm just doing a couple here. And then we're gonna go back to that same jar of homemade marinara sauce, and we're gonna pour it all over our shells. Take your spoon, you're gonna smooth out just a little bit. Just a little bit. You want to make sure each shell has enough marinara sauce on it. Coat it good. Alright. Then we're going to go over and grab our mozzarella cheese. We're going to take a generous handful and sprinkle it over everything. Because when you pull these out, you want it to be nice and ooey gooey cheesy. So a generous amount all over everything. Just like that. Get this corner over here. When this melts, it's gonna have this nice, cheesy, thick crust on top and golden brown. Okay, just a little bit more in the center here. You want to pretty much take up as much of that red marinara sauce as you can. Like I said, you want each shell to be nice and thick and cheesy. So off camera, I went ahead and preheated my oven to 400 degrees. That way I can get a nice golden brown crust on top. Once you get everything cheesed, your cheese placement how you like it, and all your shells covered, you're going to take your pan and stick it in your 400 degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, or until you get a nice golden brown crust on top, and then you'll pull it out and we'll go from there and see how it's going to turn out. And you want to make sure you have a lot of nice cheesy ooey gooey goodness, so when you pick it up you should see that good cheese strain. Okay, let's go in the oven. Okay, again, 400 degree oven for about 10-15 minutes. All right, it's been about 10-12 minutes. We're gonna come check our shells. They look nice and gooey and golden, and we're gonna go ahead and pull them out. Look at that. See how nice and got like a slight, not really a heavy crust, but a nice thick coating on top of your shells. Nice and good and cheesy. Gonna take just a little bit of these parsley, dry parsley, and sprinkle it on top. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of green for color. All right, let's go ahead and try to plate our shells here and see how they look. Ooh, look at that. You want to get that nice, good cheese string. Look at that. Let's try to grab another one here. All this cheese, I kind of forgot how I put them in here, but just make it look good. Okay. All right. Look at that. And there you have it. Nice jumbo stuffed shells. It's a quick, simple, easy recipe.
Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Also, if you give us a comment, we'll make sure to shout you out on the next video.